Hey there.
This is the second time we're doing this. We're doing this in the evening.
Right.
It's been a long, long day, but such a beautiful sunny day.
It really is
so
beautiful.
we had just ended our last video and we thought, what the heck? Let's start the next one.
Let's jump right in. Why not?
So yeah, we're
gluttons for punishment. That's what we are, I think.
but we're full of energy today.
Yeah.
So you gotta act on that when you feel that way.
Yeah.
So this week's video, we are tackling the inside. We're going downstairs.
Downstairs. Our laundry room. We redid our laundry room.
Yep.
Was it a couple of years ago?
Yep. And we're not redoing it majorly again.
It just needs some tweaking, like some sprucing up, I think. Right?
Yeah. So if you've been with us for a while, you know we redid. It took a few weeks, and we kind of showed you different steps of it. When we did that, we made a panel to hide a lot of the
pipes and all the utility type stuff behind the washer and dryer. Right.
So it was just awful, and it looks great now with the paneling in front of it. We used the Luan. Excuse me. We used the Luan, and we stained it because we thought that would be kind of neat. It really looks, it's kind of reminding me of like a nostalgic 1970s thing. It's just not my vibe.
Right.
It needs to be brightened up a little bit. I love the dark stain on the barn door. I really like that. And we have little elements of wood here and there, but it was bugging me. So we're going to do like a whitewash technique.
Right, over the paneling there?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be great. Brighten up the room a little bit, I think.
I hope so. And you found a really cool piece for free again, because that's Paul's thing. He finds things on the side of the road for free.
A little cabinet thing, well-made cabinet. Just need a little sprucing up, which is what we're planning on doing, and we use it for some storage.
Yes, and honestly, one of those few times where I actually see the potential in an object that he brings home. It was beautifully made, really put together. It was this really shiny orangey wood. It was driving me crazy. So, Paul, you're going to sand it down.
Yes. And we're going to stain it, and we'll see how that looks.
And if we can, I want to get rid of that contact paper inside. I'm hoping something good is underneath it.
Yeah, it's got some ugly contact paper in there, which people do, I guess.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll clean that out.
We have like a tote of paint clothes.
Clothes we use when we're painting or doing a messy job that you don't want to mess would be good clothes.
So we're using this for like paint clothes for now, but eventually it could be something else. I don't know how long we'll keep it for because I eventually want to add a utility sink and all that. We're not doing that now. We're keeping this very low budget, but I just want to spruce it up. It just needs a little bit of a sprucing up for really, really cheap. Just because we want to put our budget in right at this time of the year for the outside, for the garden.
Absolutely.
And we do have some major projects inside. So we want to reserve that budget. So this is just to kind of give it an uplift.
Yeah.
And we have some paints on hand. We have stain, a little bit of that. So we're going to be doing some cool things.
Yeah.
And like you said, we're going to organize.
We're going to organize. Also, the other thing I want to tackle is our hatchway.
Yes.
The stairs in there. It's really dirty. We'll clean it up. A lot of spider webs and whatnot in there. Also, some of the plaster is crumbling off the walls. So I think we'll scrape that off and repair it and paint it maybe.
Yes,
whatever.
And you did a beautiful job years ago. Paul had refinished the stairs. They give you the typical the treads there, and we didn't have a riser there, and that's fine. It's typical of a hatchway basement area, but we wanted to bring it up a notch. So we've already done that like a couple years ago at least.
Yeah,
and we really love it, and it still looks great. So we want to keep that intact, but we're just going to be touching stuff up. That's our video this week. We hope you enjoy watching this. If you've been enjoying our content so far through the years here, we're going on our 3rd year soon. Please thumbs up our videos and also consider subscribing if you're not already.
I appreciate it.
And for some of the new subscribers, welcome. We're so glad to have you as part of our Brambleberry Cottage family.
We are. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
this turned out a little bit lighter than we wanted to, so I'm gonna mix a little black paint and water and give it a little black wash, and hopefully it'll be the right color. This is our laundry room as it stands now. Not too shabby, but it definitely needs some tweaking. This back wall, for instance, we think is too dark. We're going to lighten it up in some manner. I'm not sure what yet. It's become kind of a storage space in here. We have a bunch of shoes on the floor. We've got some supply shelves here, food and crafts and stuff. Some miscellaneous stuff gets thrown on this counter. And here is our hatchway. Not in bad shape, but very dirty. We got a bunch of debris has fallen down here. Maybe you can't see in the dark. The walls, some of the stuff is bubbling and falling off. I think it needs to be scraped and repainted. Definitely need to clean up the stairs. And just needs a little refresh in there. That'll be part of it, I think, this week as well.
So when we first did this laundry room, we thought it would be so neat to have the stained wood panels of that Luan. It just wasn't, we just weren't feeling it. We're starting to feel like we were back in a different era that honestly I don't want to revisit. So what I'm thinking is we've been trying to mix these colors. We tried, if you can see this panel here, we tried to whitewash, maybe a gray wash. We tried to water it down. We tried to do our method that we do and we wipe it down. Unless you start with the white paint and then doing the stain technique, when you start with the stain it has a different effect. So that wasn't cutting it for us, and I don't want to go through the thing of doing the white paint and then the stain, and honestly I don't know if that was the look we were looking for. So we decided on, we had this gray paint that we used to mix a couple of different colors together that gave us kind of a light gray that we used in our kitchen. It's almost like a greenish gray. And then we added white primer to it, which we had a little left of that. So we kind of made our own paint, and it kind of has this light gray, almost whitish. So it almost has, it's a white paint like with a grayish tint. We're gonna do that in like solid color. We're not gonna do the whitewash effect. We're gonna do that on all these panels, and Paul's going to start on that now. And just so you know, we opened this panel so you can see that's what we were covering. We were covering all of that, the piping, the plugs, all of that. So this was like a facade that Paul had done. If you look past it, old videos, I'll try to remember to put the link on that. We have a few different videos of our laundry room makeover. This is down in our basement, our finished basement. And right now we kind of have junk everywhere because we're trying to do this over and also organize everything. But we can show you the links down below in the description so you can see how we got to this process, and oh my goodness what it looked like before. I don't know how we lived with it for years. So now it's finished, but we just weren't liking the finish on this paneling. I thought it would be really neat and rich with the stain. It's just too much. So now we're going with a more solid color, so it brightens the space and it makes it more modern, brings it more up to date. But I love how he had made these even like access panels so we could get in there to access the shut off. We can have plugs, we can have, you know, all these kinds of things. So he's working on that now.